Hey everyone, welcome as we continue our creepy kid movie month with The Ring. Now, I have seen Ringu. I don't know which one is better. I find this movie quite a lot of fun. I mean, it has a horse suicide and one of the greatest on-screen deaths ever, at least on-screen baths ever. So I do want to make sure you watch this. This is one that I thought would be scarier than it was. Turned out to be a lot of fun. There is some quick creepy imagery, and it might be the scariest R-rated movie I've ever, or PG-13 movie I've ever seen, but it is a blast. So I hope you enjoy, I hope you listen, I hope you subscribe, and also, I have something new to share. As you know, we have done Patreons in the past, we have done fundraisers of various sorts, but we wanted to try something a little bit new. One of the reasons we do fundraisers is to obviously pay for ourselves, but also it tells us a little bit about what you want, what you need, what you're interested in, what you like about the show. So we've decided to try something a little bit different. We set up an Amazon wish list page, like a cam model or something. If you buy one of the movies from that, it will automatically get slotted in the next couple months, and along with it, we will do an on-screen riff that we will burn only for you. Along with that, we will sign the case and make a special art for you, and it will be, our gift to you. And in the episode, we'll call you out and thank you for what you've done and anything else you want us to advertise for you. We'll constantly be adding to that Amazon wishlist. It's available in our Facebook group and in the description of this episode. So we want to thank you for what you do, and please consider supporting us that way as well. Thanks, everyone.
I only eat popcorn at the movies.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
Groovy.
It's alive!
Well, a boy's best friend is his mother.
I see dead people.
It's still warm.
He got hungry.
Could have been a skunk.
Could have.
Man wouldn't do that.
This isn't a man.
Hello. Would you like to play a game?
The power of Christ! That the power of Christ compels you!
Here's Johnny.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Welcome to Myopia Movies. This week we're talking about a jangly girl and a horse suicide. We're talking The Ring by Gore Verbinski, who, in between Pirates of the Caribbean movies, pumped this one out. I'm your host, Nick Hoffman, Riffer on Cineprov, and on panel we've got...
Kieko.
Alex.
This is so random. Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
I was watching an old episode of Iron Chef the other day, as one does, because there's those random streaming channels that you get when you just have random smart TVs. One just shows Iron Chef, and there was an actress called Keiko.
Aww.
And I was like, oh, but she pronounces it differently, so what should I be?
Yeah, she pronounces it wrong.
It's because I'm from Alabama.
No, not you, the actress.
Oh. No, everybody else says it the right way.
I know. I was just trying to make you feel better.
You have a charming way to pronounce it.
Keiko.
Keiko.
That's how my mom says it.
All right, no, I can do that too. So when we're talking about it, Keiko is Keiko. So first of all, we're gonna have to talk about this, but I will confess to all of you, I only first saw this movie about 3 years ago. I know both of you were veterans, and when I suggested this, you said you'd seen it many times. You can go first.
Yeah, we were talking a little bit about this offline over Wangs.
That's right. We talk when we're not on microphone.
Surprise. So I went through like a horror movie phase, like high school, early college era, and saw, all like this horror movie. I looked
Sallow.
a lot of
A Serbian film.
Yeah, did watch that. Maribito, Audition, Old Boy, this, Ringu,
Hop on Pop.
The Grudge. That's a different movie.
See, you made it dirty. I was just saying how tragic it was that they hopped on Pop.
Yeah, but I was into horror movies, and this movie was really, really scary.
I guess if you were going to make a porno movie out of a Dr. Seuss title, Hop on Pop.
Hop on Pop would be a pretty good one.
Pretty much there.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to go under the bizarre tab on Pornhub, you could also do one fish, two fish.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that's exactly that's where I was gonna go.
It may not be legal in this country.
How the Grinch Stole My Virginity.
Green eggs and ham is just a euphemism.
Gross.
Oh God.
Or the Lorax who speaks for the bush. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
I think I'm done. I think I'm just done. No, that's all I was
So
gonna
you
say.
said it before, and you thought it was scary when you saw it. And
Yeah,
we'll get to that. But
Yes, so something kind of flipped my perspective, which when we go into the movie, and I can talk more about that, but it's actually not super scary to me anymore.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those where I had seen it at least once. It was kind of, again, just sort of like seeing it for the first time because the details were kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
So that's, and I thought I had seen this one in the theaters. It might have been Ring 2. I can't quite remember.
yeah, the problem for us is it's right on the cusp. I think it came out in 2002. So you would have been 17.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you would have been right at that age. I mean, and I've said this before on the podcast, and I'll say it again. I truly was a coward. And so I generally preferred things like, I guess what you'd call thrillers more than anything. So Psycho. I loved Psycho, and it scared the hell out of me, but I liked it. Or, Amityville Horror, that kind of thing, where it's not like slasher shit. For some reason, slasher shit as a concept scared the hell out of me.
Well, on that note, I like horror, but I like it with people, with lights on, and I couldn't watch it on your setup here because it's open behind. I need a wall behind me to properly watch horror.
Well, and I will say to both of you here, but I think you more recently, watching horror movies for the show together is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like truly. And I mean, oftentimes after these recordings, Alex just hangs out too. You guys are my movie buddies for a reason. And this is kind of like a perfect one for that. Because if you're by yourself in the basement or whatever, I mean, my setup's in the basement, but in the dark watching this movie, the psychological horror part really clicks in.
Yeah.
But the second you break that veneer, it's a very silly at point.
Yes.
And so we'll get to the Ring tape, but the fact that Naomi Watts keeps seeing things about it, and you're just like, oh, it's a Where's Waldo? And at one point there's just a ladder, and she's like, oh my God, is that the ladder? And you're like, oh, fuck you guys, it's just a ladder. It's very silly. Now, what about you, Alex? What's your background with this? You said you saw it maybe when it came out, right?
Yeah.
Did it freak you out?
I think this probably, dude, I was kind of like you. I didn't like the slasher gory stuff either. I mean, I think I would have preferred something that's a little more psychological and, the freaky in that kind of way.
Sure.
Did this freak me out of a time? I doubt it probably did all that much. I don't know.
Well, and see,
probably not a ton.
And I mean, I'll be honest, the first true horror movie I saw was probably Scream. And Scream...
I loved that movie.
Well, I was going to say, Scream is a masterpiece. And I use that here as a segue because the beginning of it reminds me very much of Scream, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like the girls talking about the
girl
mythology.
sleepover.
Cutting up.
Right, because the beginning of that is the classic very much. It's Drew Barrymore, right? The Drew Barrymore answers the phone. I mean, previous episode from a million years ago, but do you like scary movies? And because this is a horror movie, I've of course put our horror theme at the front of it, and that line is there. But it's very much like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, one of the girls has apparently been listening to Alex Jones or something. Well, this thing is it's just this creepy tape. Okay, so something I heard, which was cool. And it's a disappointment because it doesn't exist anymore. But when it first came out, it came out on VHS because it's like right near the end of it because DVD was essentially taking over now. But if you bought the VHS tape, apparently, when you put it in, before the FBI warning was just the Ring tape.
Yeah, that's great.
And apparently at some of the theaters that like in LA and New York where like the screenings become Academy Award things, right? They would just randomly leave VHS tapes in the seats.
Oh, wow.
And the tapes were just the Ring tapes and they were just a black tape, unlabeled and everything.
I love stuff like that.
I love that shit. And by the way, this is 2002. So in next year, or a year and a half from now, as we're recording, it'll be its 25th anniversary. They better put out a VHS printing of this. I would buy it immediately. I would buy it yesterday. Like, that is so cool.
They should also have a VHS that you play the tape and it's smart enough to know, like, they get some sort of notification when you've played it.
And they call your home?
So you get a phone call after.
You know what?
You like connect it to an app. You can do that with an app.
Yeah,
you connect it to an app. The app calls your landline phone.
It also has to send you a landline phone.
And then you have to employ a lot of people who say 7 days.
That's a good point. I feel like
live.
What would the modern day version of the Ring?
Oh, this only works exactly now because like,
is it a spam text?
Who has the tape for the voicemail anymore?
Yeah,
right. Like,
I don't even have a voicemail on my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just not set up.
I have one that's set up, and all it is spam. Like literally all, like the 1 out of 100 that's like, you're ready to pick your car up. They also email me for.
Yeah, right.
Like, and by the way, nowadays it would be the damn Ring on my front door. Right, like
yeah. I mean, I was thinking like just having these days having that like Google Assistant caller. Hi, I'm a Google Assistant. Could you state your name and your organization? And you're like, well, what would the Samara do? She wouldn't be able to get past the Google phone assistant.
She'd be like 0.
I'm sorry,
victim.
The person's not available right now.
Victim. That's because that's what you say to talk to a victim.
Do the Samara thing and just burn images into people's head. There's some customer service people that'd be long dead. God help me. It's
we don't have TV static anymore.
We don't. No, that's gone.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Nope. It's all digital.
I mean, and that's why this movie works. I'm glad it also didn't try to do like cutting edge anything. It's just period piece now, but like it's because it was the technology at the time.
Yeah.
Like down to like the greenish blue filter that makes you feel like you're in the Matrix half the time.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is exactly 2002.
Yeah.
We're done.
They go get pictures. She go gets pictures, photographs developed. That's nice. I like seeing that. Well, it's nostalgic.
And I guess just while we're here, we should talk about this beginning, and then just like the movie, we'll talk about the plot because the beginning is great. So we have two girls, and they're wearing the Catholic scout, like Catholic girl uniform, because I assume it's because it's a leap over from the Japanese version because the Japanese uniforms are the same. But they're very much like, we're just having a fun sleepover. We're just talking. We're watching stuff because that's what you do. The mom calls and because it's 2002, ask your mom where she hides the Viking.
Yeah, like, and that's a joke you would make then, but probably not now.
No, you wouldn't. Ask your mom where she hides her gummies. Right. But what's on? But I don't want to say I'm nostalgic, but the tube television, like the giant 700-pound tube television, and the girls freaked out about it. We don't know why. Well, it's because she's seen the damn tape. And this movie, and again, it's been much longer since I've seen Ringu, but the details here are great, right? Whenever she sees a TV, they cut to the TV like it's goddamn Poltergeist, right? And she keeps trying to turn off the TV and it turns itself back on. So she unplugs the fucking thing. But like, it's all the tension and the psychological horror of, well, you break it and then you lose anything that this movie has. But it is freaky. Like, it is like a door creaks open because, well, did you not close the refrigerator door? Or did you close the refrigerator door? And then you notice the water in the hallway. And that's means something later, but right now it does not. And when then they talk about it again. Alex Jones comes in and goes, all right, there's a tape out there, and tapes are evil, and immigrants are stealing the country. But like,
and they're making the frogs gay.
That's right. But essentially,
ginger mice.
She announces that she has seen the movie, and this is when she more or less dies. Like, the girl reaches for the handle of the door and her friend is dead. You see the TV and you see the well, and then it cuts. This movie gets a PG-13 rating because we see almost nothing other than for half a frame, and then it cuts away.
Yeah.
Okay. We good?
Yeah.
We are.
Keiko looked...
I was just thinking about the fact that she died immediately and not in 7 days.
No, she did die in 7 days.
Did it show it 7 days later? Okay, maybe I missed
Well,
that.
they'd been camping. Yeah, they were there the week earlier.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And when we look into it, it is 7 days because her boyfriend died the same day of a drug overdose.
Oh, right.
I also like how we get the delayed. The teenagers slept together, but they didn't die immediately. It took a week this time because her friend was like, "Hey, did you and whoever, whatever the guy, did you guys do anything?" And yeah, she's like, "You did, didn't you?" And so it's a little, it's a nice little trope, but like delayed a week there. I do like all the fake outs at the beginning, like the phone rings. It's not the call coming from inside the house; it's her mom.
Yeah.
The girl, Katie, is pretending to choke at the beginning. It's a joke. So I mean, it's pretty it's self-aware.
And
it's very
from
self-aware at the beginning.
Onset, it sets you up to be on edge. I feel like all of those things kind of put you in this mindset of like,
yeah, like this could whatever is happening on screen right now could be turn into something terrifying
at any moment.
Yeah.
And they do that like weird little cutaways and are showing you imagery from the tape that, like Nick said, you don't really know what it is yet. They're so short and brief.
Well, and I was talking to Keiko over dinner, candles and everything, that it's amazing how many creepy memes and like creepy pasta kind of imagery is very much this, right? Like the black and white iconography, the lone centered like well in the middle of the screen, the jangly girl with the hair over her face. This movie is 23 years old, and I know, kids, you digital natives who listen to this, and Brittany, who we mentioned when we were planning this episode, like, you don't know that the internet was a thing that evolved slowly over time in that way. And in 2002, we were watching Homestar Runner jangly, like very laggy, and like those video cartoon things that now on YouTube are instant would take like 5 minutes to load.
Oh yeah.
That fake nude of Gillian Anderson would take minutes and minutes and minutes.
This was like the creepypasta era. Like I remember
sorta,
at that age, I would look up those scary like creepypasta
like early 2000s
stories.
Yeah, okay.
But they were text, right?
Text, yeah.
And then like and again, kids, I'll give you a few, but like look up the Russian sleep experiment. And what it is it is a Halloween decoration sitting on a bed in black and white negative with a creepy story behind it. It's nothing.
Yeah.
But that's what everything was at the time, right? There's that one that's like happydog.exe, that's a creep, and it's just a yellow lab sitting on a bed in photo negative, and it's just creepy. It's all this. It's literally all this. And there was
an element of like now it's called viral, but back then it was like a chain mail, I guess.
Sure.
Is that what it would have been? And so that's what, like, there was creepypasta that was like you're forwarding or being forwarded these creepy stories, and this is kind of the same thing where you're exposed to it from someone else, and and it grows in that viral way that back then it was just chainmail.
Yeah, or message boards, old-fashioned bulletin board, internet bulletin board things.
And
which still exist, but
well, they do. I mean, and that's where QAnon is now.
Right.
Like
and college football message boards, QAnon and college football message boards.
That's right.
Which there's a lot of intersection there, actually.
Well, and again, like when I was a Ute, it's where we would discuss things like the X-Files and what was going to come up. Not because we thought they were real, but it was just what was the next episode. Hey, did you notice that the cigarette smoking man is in the background? And by the way, for those of you who are film nerds, like I was, and I guess I was a film minor. There's a short film from 1943 called Meshes of the Afternoon, that this is just exactly. So if you want to see what the Ring film was based on, it's this. It's essentially a woman walking home from the market, so she has a bag of groceries, and then she notices something out of the corner of her eye. And then it's a lot of same things, like as she walks, as she starts to panic and walk away quickly, she drops a flower. And we zoom in on the flower, and a fly lands on the flower, and you see her shadow disappearing into the distance. She gets home, and she's not sure if the person is still following her or not. And so we look at her in the mirror, and then the mirror moves separately from her. As she walks away, the mirror stands separate. And so we're not sure if we're losing our minds or she's losing her minds, but it's a very much latter Salvador Dali kind of like surrealism. And so they make that joke when she goes visits her ex-boyfriend Noah, and he's like, this looks like student film art nonsense. And you know what? That's why it's creepy.
Yeah.
How do you think they get the fly actors to do what they want?
Dude, that scene, by the way, is not in the Japanese version. Like I double checked with my IMDb notes. But when she's watching the fly flutter around and then plucks it out of the screen, that's some damn good 2002 special effects. Like truly, like, ooh. All right, one of you. We need a plot synopsis because we're talking about nonsense at this point, and we've gone off the rail. I love this movie. I know you thought it was bad, but fun.
No, yeah. So Nick and I had a weird interaction where I saw him.
I was trying to comfort her, and she said, "Don't touch my hand."
That also did happen on Pitch Black.
Yes, the horror movie Pitch Black.
If you want to hear,
Nor might have cut that
hear
out.
me cry, and no, I think it's in there. And
wait,
Nick
I was on that one. What happened?
When I started crying, it's a thing. Nick tried to hold my hand.
I tried to comfort
It's fine. He was
her.
trying to comfort me.
But she said, "Don't touch me!" Like I'm not allowed near an elementary school.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
I don't know what you were gonna say either.
Well, dang it.
We were talking about the plot synopsis.
Yeah, but we weren't there yet. The art school.
Student film thing.
The fly, pulling the fly out of the thing.
Fly actors.
Fly actors.
How do they get the fly actors to do what they
I don't
want?
know, guys. My brain
You'll
is
think of it.
mush.
You'll think
yeah,
of
I'll
it.
think of it.
You'll think of it. Plot synopsis, sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, we described a little bit at the beginning, these two friends, Katie and Becca. We described Katie. Katie dies. She is, all curled up and face all messed up. Katie's aunt is Naomi Watts. She's an investigative reporter. We pretty much learn right away. And her son is Aiden. If I'm getting that, yeah, Aiden.
Which means he's evil.
Oh, okay. Not Damien, but Aiden. Aiden's evil too.
I've never met an unevel Aiden.
Okay.
In real life,
Braden or a Jaden.
Yeah, they're pretty evil. Yeah, all those
Ian?
rhyming names. Ian, maybe.
Half evil. Also potentially sultry around dinosaurs. Chaos.
So anyway, Aiden, evil, obviously evil. He was apparently close to Katie, his cousin, And so pretty much.
No, sorry, I was thinking of a great scene coming up, which actually might be the next scene after the murder, but we'll get there.
Yeah, it could be.
Who knows?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll remember that. Wait, you remember?
Yeah.
Go, then do it. I mean, I may forget the whole plot in the meantime, but you do it.
Who cares? No. So I was just going to say that Nick and I had a weird interaction because I saw him the night before when I had just watched like the first 30 minutes of the movie. And I was like, he was like, so what do you think? And I'm like, this movie's dumb. I love it. It's great. Because it's like, at that point, it's disjointed. It's like, it doesn't make sense. It's this weird art house, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then after that, which Alex will go into, but that's when they get into the mystery of it. Sure. And that was what really pulled me in and made it enjoyable for me. So it was funny that like the first night, I was like, yeah, it's kind of dumb. But then I was like totally in it by the second night. So that's all. You can keep going with the synopsis. Yeah. Thank you.
So, I mean, it kind of cuts to they're at Katie's funeral. God, what is Naomi Watts' character's name? Anyway, Naomi Watts. Rachel. Thank you. So Aiden has like some sense that something is wrong. Like at the funeral, he like goes up into Katie's room and he was like looking around, and I guess that's what we see. She'd like drawn over all the faces in like her magazine clippings, things like that. You know, I guess people do that. They don't even realize they're doing it when they're under the influence of The Ring. But so anyway, Rachel decides to she learns from some of the other teenagers at the not funeral, but like a little memorial service at the house. She learns that a lot of the people on that trip died at the same time. They had gone to a cabin out in the middle of nowhere. They put on they were trying to record a football game, they said. And so they just like put in one of the tapes that was left at the cabin into the VHS player. So a lot of the kids died at 10 p.m. exactly a week later. One of like the boyfriend jumped from a large jumped from a height. There was a car accident. You name it. So she starts to look into things. She starts. And this is where I'm trying to like, there's a whole sequence where she's just putting clues together. She's looking around. She gets the photographs developed. So she figures out where I guess they had their little getaway in the woods. So she starts piecing evidence together and trying to figure things out. She goes out to the cabin and she, finds the video.
That's a good place to kind of stop. Like, we're trying to solve the video after.
Yeah.
So a few things we just have to get into here. The second she goes outside and pretends to be young, did you guys think of the Steve Buscemi meme? Like, hello,
kids.
I even said it out loud, like, because she goes outside to talk to these teens, and she's like, can I bum one of those cigarettes? And I'm just like,
I know how it is. Me and my girlfriend used to go upstairs, maybe get a little high, you know.
She's talking about it as though they were shooting up heroin, but like what she's talking about is sniffing glue. Like it's nothing, because she and her creepily looking like her sister, like, this is the blondest family that Hitler could have dreamed of. And they're washing plates. She's like, I just have never heard of a 16-year-old who died of a heart attack. Yeah. And we're like, yeah, but drugs exist in this world. Well, and
why is it a closed casket? Oh, someone also poses.
Which we're never told.
She turned gray. Well, so that's why.
She looks pretty horrifying.
Speaking of like smoking cigarettes and all that, I had a pretty proud moment the other day when my 6-year-old came up to me and he had, those little Nutella with the breadstick snack. So he had one and he had the breadstick in his mouth and he was like, Mommy, look, I have one of those smoker things. I was like, a cigarette?
No, a vape stick.
Yeah, you didn't know. To this smoker things. Yeah. Meanwhile, when I was a kid, I used to love candy cigarettes. That was
he did like candy cigars. Yeah, I used to remember those.
And you make them super sharp, and you stab somebody with them. Remember that?
I don't remember doing that.
No, not that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what we used to do.
Well, that's really creepy kid stuff.
I do appreciate you staring into the middle distance when you said it. Oh yeah, we used to do that.
Wistfully.
I was having a memory.
My friend Aiden and I used to do that.
My
By the
name
way,
used to be Aiden. Just
Aiden
kidding.
is one of history's greatest creepy kids.
Oh, he's real creepy.
He is.
Got this dead expression on his face pretty much all the time. He's
bowl cut.
A little too precocious as far as the way he says things and words things. It actually kind of reminds us of the other movie we're gonna
Good son.
Sort of the exact same complex there.
I'm glad you said that because I also have been feeling the urge to make references to both movies, which we don't usually do on
First of all,
recording
you
nights.
do what you want, nor keep them in the right order. And if it's the wrong week, you know what? Well, foreshadowing. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But so this kid, first of all, this movie and the next movie, creepy kids, we're fine. But the thing about this, which is weird, is in this movie, Aiden is not supposed to be a villain. I don't know, man.
I mean, it's almost like he's in league with the villain who we will meet later. Yes.
No, he's not.
It's almost like he's her friend.
Dude, no, he's just...
He does... So first of all, he does a thing that precocious kids did in the 90s and early 2000s, which is they just speak like adults, right? Is that Kevin Williamson, like, zappy
He's like
zap.
Macaulay Culkin, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it works at one moment in this entire movie, which is at the end, and we'll get there. But his line is... The mom shows up, she goes, don't worry, you don't have to worry about the creepy girl anymore. I helped her. And he goes, why did you do that? Why did you help her? And like at that moment, he like the fact that he's talked like, you know, this is Seattle, but I'm just doing Chicago here. But he's like, you know, why'd you do it? Like he yells at his mom the whole movie. And then all of a sudden it works for 6 seconds. Then it's gone. Like this kid Aiden is such a prick. Like he is a creepy kid in the worst way possible.
Very creepy.
And I don't know where he gets it from because the mom is like a workaholic type, but the dad seems kind of chill. I mean, he doesn't care about the kid.
Yeah.
He's trying to nail the girl from NCIS.
And there's that weird...
Oh, that's where I saw her. The hair, the braids,
girl.
and the
I
was like, I know that actress. I didn't look it up yet. I usually look it up.
If you've never seen NCIS, which I understand because you're under 75, but the one who's always in the ads and
cool
she's like,
girl.
She's like Harley Quinn as though she's a medical examiner. That's her, but without the pigtails.
Right.
Yeah, that's who it is. Which, by the way, Naomi Watts protects her, makes sure she doesn't see the tape, but at the end, she's definitely the one who finds the dead boyfriend.
Oh yeah, because she's coming back in.
Yeah.
We hear the screaming from the street.
Oh my god.
And
no warning.
There was also a little bit like she wanted her to find him. Like that's a vibe.
She did. It's her revenge. But she made sure she lived. She didn't kill her. Because she wants to see the video too. Hey, you big hunk of man, can I watch that video? No. Horny, no. Right? She stops her. I mean, we could talk about the saddest person in the movie. The guy who thinks he's going to nail Naomi Watts because he can do card magic. He's my favorite. He's the biggest loser I've seen on film. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
The cabin.
Oh, the cabin guy.
Yes.
Oh.
So
the cabin man.
I mean, we can connect this tissue if we want. After she has a cigarette with her fellow teens, she realizes that. Oh, wait, stop. We need to talk about one scene which we skipped over, which is amazing, which is the parent-teacher conference with Aiden's teacher.
Oh, and she walks in.
She walks in late,
saying
Aiden's
a bad
drawing,
word.
And she goes, so we have to talk about Aiden, like whispering as though the kid is in 6th grade. Like, we have to talk about Aiden.
Mm-hmm.
He's really creepy. Even that child of the corn doesn't want to talk to him. But he's drawing these terrifying images. And they show the images, and it's like this girl underground in a bubble. And he goes, well, he's dealing with the fact that his cousin died, and she's all sad. And blah,
3
blah, blah.
days ago.
And then the teacher goes, oh, he's been drawing these for weeks.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And again, I love this teacher because she's like this very well put together, like, teacher type. Like, she's wearing the cardigan, she's got her hair up, and she practically goes, bitch, listen. Like, she's like, really, she goes, I know what you're saying, but this has been happening for weeks. Get out of my fucking classroom. Like, it's very tight. And Gore Verbinski does a really good job of just cutting. Like, there's no explanation. There's no say, what? There's none of this, like, Marvel, like, movie, like, well, that happened.
Yeah.
But it is very much like, huh, moving on. And the kid only gets creepier from there.
That's a good point. So he was drawing creepy pictures from before the time. I guess it was after Samara was already influencing the girls, though.
It must have
It was just before they died.
Minute that she appeared.
Yeah.
Right. Because, I mean, I said a couple weeks, but if this is the girl died 3 days ago, that means that she watched the tape 10 days ago.
Right.
So it's a week and change. That's what's going on here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Samara, Rachel finds some film, right? It's a roll of film because this is still 2002. And so she finds what it is I think Alex said it earlier. She's blacked out the faces on all these beauty magazines effectively. Mm-hmm. And so we have these, models, and it's everything from like, well, I mean, it's teen stuff. So we have like 16 magazine, Elle, there's even like some swimsuit stuff, but all the models, are like posing, but their faces are blacked out with whatever, like she's a serial killer or something. We're watching Zodiac. But out of that falls a pickup receipt from from the photo or whatever.
Right.
And that's how we get these roll of film. And from the roll of film, we see that these teens have gone to a cabin out in the middle of nowhere, right? And so that's where we go. And that's where we meet the saddest man who's ever been. And again, we meet sad people in these movies, but I do like the idea that he figures out her card and she's immediately like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this top off right here. Like, no one has ever been like aroused by close-up magic, right? You're just like, wow, that is my card. My God, where did that ball go? Who knows? Can I just pay for my like mozzarella sticks or? But anyway, but like literally she does that. She goes, yeah, that's my card. It's not her card. That's my card. Can I go to the same cabin that the teen stayed in? Okay, fine. She leaves through the video collection, right? While the guy is like running her credit card. And there's some bangers in there, including the Muppets Take Manhattan, which is good.
I didn't notice. I didn't take note of these.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm your host, guys. I spend time while she's trying to figure out what's going on.
It's about the details.
That is. And I like the idea. And it's also like he's trying to find her card, and she goes, look, man, here's my American Express. And he looks at the American Express like, oh, my God, a real customer?
Yeah.
Because if I recall correctly...
He said the kids didn't pay.
The kids didn't pay. And I thought the whole thing was for information. She was going to have to pay for the kids.
I thought so, too. Yeah. But no, they didn't go there, so...
Anyway,
I remember that iconic American Express card back in those days.
That's very, very good, clear. I love some product placement in a movie.
By the way,
I think that's what it is.
I pulled it up because I'm here, and I'm following along as I often do. You want to hear some of the other movies? Muppet Takes Manhattan is there. They also have Family Plot, which is Alfred Hitchcock. They also have Scent of a Woman, which is Scent of a Woman. They also have Powder. For those of you who
wow, weird.
Yeah, no, that was the one. Just the one. They have anyway. There's a bunch here. There's a lot. And by the way, he says, these are movies people leave behind. Which,
Powder,
Powder was one people could deal with.
You think they were sad that they left that movie behind, or?
Also, La Bamba is here. Like, it's not a bad video collection, all things considered. But, like, then she notices the tape without a label. And what I like about all of this, and we'll go back to making fun of it in a second. The cabin is shit. It's covered in moss. It looks like it's kind of dissolving into things. But, like, we keep cutting to the settings as though there's about to be clues. We don't know what it is. And, like, part of it is very, like, Terrence Malick, Tree of Life stuff. But, like, the fact that they took time to then watch the moon shift over, like, leaves changing. Mm-hmm. The tree on the hillside. And then we see the sun pan around it like we're playing Majora's Mask or something. And suddenly day's becoming night. Like, it's cool and it's creepy. And it's almost a better movie the second time you watch it because a lot of this stuff matters so much.
But you don't know it yet.
You don't know it yet.
Yeah.
And even her, she is, Naomi Watts is a beautiful woman, but she's also incredibly pale and incredibly blonde. So when she's sitting in that chair and the curtains are red and the TV is at her and the TV almost casts this bluish gray glow, she herself almost becomes a special effect. And it just makes that scene all the more intense because outside, it's gone from day to night instantly. The leaves have changed. And you're like, what time of day is it? What is happening? And then we see the video. And then what's happening outside, which is crazy, makes the video almost seem like it makes more sense or less sense. Who knows? And then all of a sudden those fingers start wiggling in that box. And the wiggling maggots turn into people swimming.
Yeah.
And we like
millipedes and dead animals. You can't tell what the animals are at first, but they're like dead animals.
There's also a scene of rope being pulled from a corpse's mouth.
Yeah, fingernails being like ripped off, which has significance later too. Yeah.
There's a ladder. There's a ladder.
Cameo appearance by a ladder.
And it falls over, guys.
And then, and we should say that we start with a ring, which is just this glorious kind of like...
Yeah, it's like a ring of light.
And it's, yeah, and so it's all negative space. Like, it's a black screen with a white ring. And then at the end, we see a well. Foreshadowing. And actually, we learn later, spoiler, don't stop here. Actually... If you haven't seen it yet, stop this. Watch it and come back. But as she is watching this, she's literally sitting on top of the ring.
Yep.
Which is the end of the movie.
Yep.
But like as she is sitting, she's on top of the ring. And then when she leaves in a panic, right, as she does, it's almost as though the cabin has become more desiccated, right? Like, because what this movie is it's sucking the life out of the person who watches it. They now have 7 days left. So when she leaves, it's as though the cabin is being subsumed by the forest. Everything is losing its life.
Yeah, man, it's really like that gray green of the era type of filter. I just think that, like, so many of these movies seem to be set also in the Pacific Northwest because they could just make it gray and rainy and green and just the exact sort of hues that you see in this movie that seem to fit both with the times and I guess the subject matter. But
well, and again, I will say something very nice and it sounds negative, but it's nice, I promise. Gore Verbinski knows what to do with the budget. And that's why they hired him to do those Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And frankly, not all of them are great. But like, for example, in the second and third one, I think it's the second one. First one or second one. When the evil pirates are walking at the bottom of the ocean and they're all creeped out. Mm-hmm. It's got the same green filter and it looks fucking incredible, right? Like the man knows what to do with those special effects. I think Disney intervened too much and like that Lone Ranger movie he did is unwatchable. Oh. But like this stuff here feels like that. And to your point, I think this might be, other than the original, the best version of that, like Seven-esque rainy time all the time, grim, dark, right? Because like that's what this feels like. Like this is Seattle, so of course it's raining all the time. Twilight's happening 2 towns over, but that's what 7 is. 7 is all the time. It's raining and it's dark and there's never sunlight because sunlight is hope. And there's no hope in this fucking thing. Right?
Yeah, man, I feel like this movie really kicked off like some trends, copycats, just real, like with the imagery first, of course, and just the aesthetic. It like took the
When did the
aesthetic
Blair
that
Witch
was
Project come out?
98, I believe, and I watched it just a few months ago too, actually.
Well, and isn't it Walton Kids?
Yeah, it was the director or the creators went to Walton. Yes,
what?
And boy, I read some when I watched it a handful of months ago. It's a sad story. Those young actors and the actress said, "Boy, they got screwed. Holy moly, did they get screwed?
Everything about
oh my god,
everything about it, which could have been an art film and interesting." Became too big too fast and everyone got hosed.
Yeah, they signed a contract for nothing, and then the thing made there sequels even up to a few years ago, and it's like a con staple at different places, and they make a little bit of money going here, there, and signing autographs and talking to people at the various cons. But boy, those people, they got screwed. Anyway, that's sort of an aside. But yeah, Blair Witch is yes, Blair Witch, like the light coming through the trees, and it's just dark, and it's like the cover of the trees is oppressive.
I will say, the only difference here is scope and scale. Because Blair Witch is claustrophobic as fuck.
Yeah, it takes place
on
camera,
like here.
Yeah.
This is more like emptiness.
But like this reminds me of something like Annihilation, where you're just like that lighthouse off in the distance.
It's very much about negative space and emptiness.
It's almost scarier that it's far away somehow because you're like, that evil is there, and now I must go to there, right? Like,
I want to go to there.
I need to go.
As Liz Lemon once said.
That was deep, Nick.
I am nothing but not profound.
That evil exists over there, and now I must go there. Now you want me to read parts of your written works.
Yeah,
you want me to read.
Yeah, stay tuned for my upcoming podcast. Are you guys sitting down? You are. The podcast is going to be called Mutton Chops and Munitions. How much like me is that? Mutton chops and munitions. We're right there.
Hey, you sculpt that facial hair the right way. You can have those mutton chops, my man.
You actually you need to debut. You do need to have mutton chops and get like photographed in them just for the pod.
So this is weird. This is exactly what it is. We were trying to put together a few years back a department like Halloween costume because the science department always does a good one, and fuck them.
The fucking science department. We're gonna get them this Halloween.
And no one wanted to do a costume because we're all practical human beings, but I decided to. And so I was gonna be Abe Lincoln for a lot of reasons. But so what I did was I shaved my mustache and just kept my beard. Mm-hmm. And I'm tall and I'm thin. I'm tall, but I have the beard, and so I just bought a top hat and wore black slacks, a black shirt, or a white shirt rather, and I got a black bow tie and a cheap black blazer, and I was there. So, but I was, texting with one of my colleagues, and I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm doing it all," and I took a picture of my face without the mustache. And apparently she was just watching TV with her husband, and I sent a picture of myself like
it just came up,
and her husband was like, "What the hell's going on?" I'm like, and she's like, no, he's doing a costume. He thinks he's Lincoln. I'm just like, and so everyone in my school either thinks I'm a genius or I'm an idiot.
Why not both?
That's what my dean said. You probably both.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Where are we in this movie? And I will say, one downside to this movie, it's kind of long.
Yeah, just under.
To me, it didn't feel long, and so I would say here is where it starts to get really interesting because she's putting together the pieces of this mystery. She calls in her ex-boyfriend, who is a film guy, who is the father of her son.
Film technician, or whatever he is. I don't know.
And I just want to make it clear here. Two things I really like about this. Which is one, they say, Tuesday, day one.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
like
so
it-
it's
Building,
counting
I
down.
like that building tension. I like it.
Because we have
Yeah.
a time then.
Yeah.
Like we have a ticking clock. It reminds me of like Halloween 78, where they're like 2 days till Halloween, 3 days till whatever. That works. That works nicely.
Yep.
But we get that before we realize how intense it's going to be. And then the boyfriend watches the tape and he's like, nah, it's just art
He doesn't.
school
Yeah, he
nonsense."
doesn't believe it. She's shown him pictures that have been taken of that she's taken of herself, where her face is all blurry, because that's
Which
one of
is
the
cool.
one of the symptoms is that your face can't be photographed anymore.
We sorry, I keep interrupting you, but we learned that from the kids' things
Yeah.
from the photo, because
Yeah.
they're just flipping through the Walgreens packet, and then they're clearly, oh, we're having fun, we're just crazy teens, and all of a sudden it looks like it's blurred.
Yeah, their faces are all smudged. They look smudged.
And then she starts doing
and then it happens to her, so she goes to her ex-boyfriend and she's like, help me, like this is weird, whatever. And she's trying to get clues from the film, so he's pointing out features of the film. He's saying there's something on the edge, they're trying to get more of it.
And by the way, this to me you can file with Star Trek, where they're just using nonsense science words.
Enhance.
I was getting very, very unclear on what exactly. It's something to do with the tracking, and they were like bringing there was a pic, like a frame outside the regular frame that it
they
was
were, like,
accessing. I was
pulling
like,
on
what's
it
going on
and-
here? I mean, I've seen like a VHS tape like all screwed up, and what it looks like when it is
It
screwed
got
up
off
in
the
a
track.
V8,
It got off the track, Alex.
in a
And then there's
VCR.
some serial numbers, and then I think
There's some
is this where-
bugs and like some lighthouses where you can't
Is
usually
this where
see.
she broke the film and she said, did it break?
Well, I think they were like using that little instrument that they were running it through, and
I don't know if the film snapped, but anyway, we find out at this point that she's made a copy of the tape too.
Yes. Two things here first. What you're talking about too, there's like this weird thing about like, well, the tracking numbers don't exist, as though there's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
as though
and we're
Nixon's
like, I don't know what a tracking number is, but okay, cool, they don't exist. That's a problem.
And also, I will just acknowledge the reference to previous episode Rear Window, because while the dude is watching the tape and she goes out on the balcony, she notices how many people are watching TV, right? And she pans to the apartment complex across
I
the
also
street.
got a psycho vibe. I got a psycho vibe from the guy in the cabin.
Yeah, it's very much like, I'm gonna watch you masturbate while I'm watching you shower. But no, that's what it is, because he even does the thing where he's like, there's something very quiet about. Though they didn't pay though. Like it's very the way he does it.
Like he was a little Norman Bates just for a minute or two.
And I will tell you, I've seen the Japanese version. It's good. I'm not gonna say a bad thing about it, but the incorporation of Hitchcock makes it feel much more. I mean, I know he was
American horror.
Well, he's British, but he did a lot of LA stuff.
Yeah.
But it does make it feel more American in that way, and it makes the pacing better. I agree with you. It does make the pacing good.
Yeah.
And so when she steps outside and sees that wall of other people watching TV, it does really feel Rear Window, very voyeuristic, but also like, oh, if this gets out, it's like a Contagion movie or something. If this gets out, there's nothing I can do because videos just spread.
Yeah.
And that would be, you asked what the modern version is. It's a viral video.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this would go viral by people recording on
It's a
their
TikTok.
VCRs. Man, those were the days, dude. God, I mean, I was just brought back to like when you wanted to actually like, I remember like taping football games and stuff on a VHS tape.
I remember we had the VCR upstairs, of course, but in the basement, like there was no way to record stuff, so I hooked up an old camcorder into the AV, and like you're recording stuff on a mini cassette and that kind of crap.
Wow.
It's just like, because when you wanted that shit, you wanted that. Like, I just wrote an essay for it's like an online journal thing called Tropics of Meta, and it's one of those things about like freedom of speech and freedom of memory. But I got into that idea of like, you passed around the tapes, to quote Mystery Science Theater, you pass around the goddamn tapes. We lose that stuff. That's why this movie feels like such a wonderful throwback. Like,
It is very nostalgic for people of our age, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a younger.
Because this is right before the turn, 2002.
Yeah, this was it, yeah.
It's right before. It was never that way again.
Well, and I promise we'll get off our high horse and talk about why the guy who looks like Zach Braff is going to die here in a second. But like, we don't own anything unless we own it in hard copy anymore, right? Like, because even if you get the little digital code and you buy it, they could still have a falling out and you could lose that license.
Yeah.
And that's why every so often you want to watch a movie, you can't find it. So buy the fucking thing.
Yeah, that's why I bought The Ring. I was stopping by. I actually found it at Goodwill. Found it at Goodwill the other
VHS.
day. Not on VHS. No.
Was it a DVD?
It was
you
a
wouldn't steal a
DVD.
car, would you?
Well, I stole a car and I drove it to Goodwill, and then I stole a whole bunch of things from Goodwill. No.
That's why all those horses drown, Alex.
Oh, they drown horses, don't they?
They drown
a movie.
horses, don't they?
I like that movie.
They shoot horses, don't they?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. That's it. I like that movie.
I'm going to not argue.
Macaulay Culkin's aunt is in that movie. How's that for some trivia? Boy, this needs to be cut that out.
Wrong movie.
I know. But we referenced it.
We
referenced it. We did. We broke the seal.
So anyway, at this point, they're piecing together the mystery. They have figured out
piecing together the mystery.
A location. She's done some 2000 era internet Googling.
Oh, absolutely.
Searching in a search bar, and she searches for Anna Gordon and gets one result. So she clicks on the result, and it is the right person and right result.
Do some great Boolean, wonderful Boolean searches.
But don't forget, she finds a ladder. And she
she does. She
and
sees
then
a
Mario's
ladder.
like, "What are you doing with my ladder?" And then
Yeah, he's like, "Watch it. Don't want to get bad luck," which I thought was funny. So then she has a new location to go to. So she finds out and she searches Anna Gordon horses, and she sees that there's this old case of like a bunch of horses on a horse farm that went crazy, and all the horses killed themselves. A horse suicide scenario. And so she decides to go to that farm and talk to the owner of the farm.
So I just have one question because
what?
There's a scene I don't understand what happened.
Oh, what?
Yeah, what's that?
When for some reason she goes to an asylum, right? And then talks to some girl who looks at her hands and goes 4 days.
Oh, well that was Becca, right?
The girl who survived. That was her buddy, right?
Yeah.
And
so she has 4 days left.
Yeah.
She just knows, I guess.
But how?
It's sort of like, why does Aiden do that with the drawing? I guess it just it virally infects everybody in a certain orbit, right?
Her friend told her, so she knew 7 days, so she knew.
Well, I guess you're right. You're right. She told her.
She didn't say she watched the tape.
She didn't say she watched the tape. Yeah.
And
That's
also,
true. That's true.
I will say the first time I saw this movie, which again was only a couple of years ago, I knew there was a jangly girl with long, blackish hair
with bad posture, with really bad posture.
This girl has,
yeah,
right, because she's got the hair. We see her face, and she looks like she looks like Wednesday Addams, but she doesn't say anything. So I'm like, is this supposed to be the creepy thing?
She turns into like teenage Samara Morgan, basically.
She does. She looks like teenage. And like she's looking at Naomi Watts, and Naomi Watts has a fox on her shirt. I'm like, well, this is fun. Something fun's about to happen. And she looks at her in the face, and she goes, 4 days. And we're like, and then there's a smash cut. It just says 4 days. And we're like, if you needed to cut a scene, this would be fine.
Yeah.
But then we go to her bitch of a friend. Well, I actually don't know where it is. Like, she works for the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, and this woman is like, I've been looking at your tape, and it sucks. And then she's sitting in this photo bay, and this is where we had the best special effect of the movie, which is this stupid fly thing, and she plucks it out. Do you need help with anything? But we then have to, then her nose starts bleeding, which is one of the symptoms. Right?
Yeah.
Because this movie needed some color, and that color is gray leaking out of her face hole.
Yeah, it's like the 3 to 4 day and under symptom before you get ringed.
And then we have the greatest plot device ever, which is the book of all of America's White House.
Oh, God, okay. I mean, I know they needed to expedite some things while also showing that she was like doing research.
Yeah, and she
but she just
pinpoints
picked up
from a photograph.
White Houses.
Page 4 is exactly.
There it is. Oh, and it's right here. Wow, that's crazy. Wow.
I do love a research scene, but the research scene is literally like stack of books, and then she picks out one book and it's America's Lighthouses. And then the fourth page is like, oh, that's the one. And then we smash cut to the creepy lady looking in the mirror, like, pow, moving on.
See, that's where they could have been like no one's gonna. I mean, look, that's where she could have been like, "Hey, Noah, I was doing some research, and look, I was doing it for hours, and I found this lighthouse in this book, and here it was." Don't show her doing it in 90 seconds.
No, I mean, like, you could even do the thing because we already have the scene where
She just needed some Chinese food on the table next to her.
We need the passage of time. Like, we needed to start on day 3. 3 days, or 5 days remaining, right? And then she says, Eureka, and then it goes 4 days left, right? And so we know that a day has passed. Or, even better, she's using that weird, like, AV setup. She prints out the picture of the lighthouse, and it's here on the table. And she's flipping through books, and a guy with an apple just goes, "Hey, that's Moesco Island," and then he walks off, and you're like, "Son of a bitch, we've got to move." Right? Like, we already have the ex-boyfriend eating an apple, so a guy eating an apple who's an asshole, we're good to go.
Yeah, could have been portrayed in a different way. That's okay.
So. And I may be mixing up the actual order of events here.
No, we're 43 minutes in.
So she goes and talks to the owner of the horse farm.
Yeah, Richard Morgan, Brian Cox.
Brian Cox is so good in this.
And in the McDonald's commercials.
Yeah. And if you've seen a McDonald's commercial, literally today I was like, "Oh, my buddy's still doing it."
If you've watched TV in the last 5 years, you've heard Brian Cox.
I'm drinking again.
God, he's great. Anyway, sorry, Kia.
No, I'm going to interrupt you one more time because we're about to get to that island. And she gets a phone call, a dramatic phone call from ex-boyfriend who's the father of her child. And then she starts to cough up hair.
Oh, yeah.
Then pulls out the hair. And the end of the hair is an electrode. And then the phone starts to leak water. Moving on.
Yeah, that was creepy. And it was a very long scene of her coughing a lot, and then finally hair, and then it's string, and then it's the electrode on the end.
And around here is where she has that weird dream where like Samara's in the chair and there's the water, and then Samara grabs her forearm and
she wakes up in her hand. Yeah, she's got the handprint on her arm.
Yeah. Anyway, now we go to the island.
And then, so she goes to the island. She talks to the owner of the horse farm, and basically he's like, "Yeah, I don't keep horses anymore. All the horses committed suicide. They jumped off the cliff, so I stopped getting horses. What else do you want?" And she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, what about your wife or your daughter or whatever?" And what does he do? I don't remember what he says.
He says, "I don't have a daughter," is one of the things he says. In the
first interaction, yeah. So at this point, the boyfriend is also, he's getting on board because now his face is smudged and he's starting to have some creepy things happen. So he believes, and he decides to do his own research, and he goes to like a video archive place. Is it at the mental institution? I don't know where it is.
He goes. Yeah, he goes searching for Anna Morgan's.
There's like a video, record, and he tells them that he's the husband. He tells them that he's 60, and the guy's like, "Wow, you look really good for your age." And he's like, "Actually, I don't really care. Just don't mess up my stuff. Don't disarrange it." And he's like, "I would never disarrange it." And then he goes to find the movie, and the movie's missing. And he's like, "Who's the last one that checked it out?" And he's like,
"You did.
You were."
Because you lied about who you were. Also,
and we go to the horse scene after that.
Well, I was going to say, on the other side, she is trying to go back and forth between the islands. While she's doing that, though, Noah's with his dad, and the lines of Noah with his dad are like, "You wish I was." He goes, "I've seen you watching me." On
I've seen you take pictures of me on the playground.
And he goes like, "You wish I was around more?" He goes, "No."
Yeah, and he says, "I don't think I'd be a very good dad, but I don't want anybody else to do it either," which was really creepy. I was
Selfish
like,
bastard.
Yeah, like.
He goes, "Don't worry, I'm growing up completely normally."
And that's when the kid says it's a conundrum, because they said he learned the word conundrum earlier.
That's right.
Which, by the way, at this point, has he watched the movie already yet? I think he has.
I
think
forget when the kid
so.
watches it, but by the way, that's bad parenting. It's like, like
You got a murder
I have this
tape?
loaded gun. I'm gonna leave it on the table for the kid.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
find.
You don't
Yeah.
leave your murder tapes laying around.
I mean, leave porn around, sure. I mean, the kid's going to get into that
for
eventually.
your kids to find.
But not the murder tape.
I don't know. That kid screams incel to me. But also, like, it is very much like, I'm going to see what mom was watching. Oh, no.
Yeah, what's this unmarked VHS tape? We've all been there. That's what I did when I was a kid. I would look for the jankiest, most hidden-looking VHS tapes to see what was on them.
No. One day a psychologist is going to find some trauma in me, and I'm going to explain everything. But no, I was like, no, I don't want to know what you were watching. I don't want to know anything about anything.
No, I went looking. Anyway, so now she's on the.
She's trying to leave the island.
She's
and go back
on the
to mainland,
ferry,
and she's on this incredible ferry.
And she
which
sees
is,
a horsey in a trailer, and she tries to talk to the
Mr.
horsey.
Ed is not having any of it. And, I mean, we get an establishing shot on a Geo Metro, so we know we're in trouble. But like, she's like, "Hello there, horse," and the horse is like, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?"
The horse is like, "You're cursed, and now I'm cursed." And the horse busts out of its trailer.
Dude.
And
by the way, if you see an animal the first time and the animal's like, "Fuck no," you don't stick your hand
you leave it alone.
close.
Yeah. Leave it alone.
But what happens after this is one of the greatest horse incident that has ever been captured on film. Because the horse freaks out, it knocks down the rear gate, and then it just runs havoc over the bottom floor of this ferry.
Yeah,
and
all
people are
over.
like, "What's going on? Oh no,
And
a
she's
horse!"
like, "Help!" like the horse.
And this horse is all black, so because this movie is so dark to begin with, it's like a shadow is running up and down, and it's really cool. But everyone's
And then
like,
what does the horse do, Nick?
dude, the horse has one of history's greatest suicides. So the horse is freaking out, and the woman's like, "Come back!" And the horse is like, "Fuck no."
I got a date with a propeller.
Dude, the horse starts to charge her. It jumps over hill and dale, charges at her as though it's going to take her out. And she ducks. The horse's back legs
get caught.
Hit the wall, and the Foley artist earned the Academy Award right then, because it's a sound I've never heard before, but it makes sense. The horse is like, "Holy shit!"
The horse is like crying out,
and then it disappears under the waves, and then everyone's like, "We got to run to the back of this shit. We got to see if the horse makes it."
and then the water just turns
red like we're watching a goddamn Jaws movie. This is, and the little girl, she's probably 13, 14, but she goes, "My horse!" Ah! And everyone's like, "Oh no." And Naomi Watts is like, "Ew." Like, she makes this gross face.
So this is, I have some trivia about this.
The ASPCA was not happy.
Well, I don't know if you know, whenever we watch movies with horses in them, I always have to look up and see if the set was known for good animal welfare or not. And in this case, it was good. They were overseen. And guess how many horses they used to film this scene?
12. 2. 1. Between 1 and 50.
It was 8.
8. Well, 12 is pretty close.
8 horse actors. And
thespians.
As far as I know,
Equestrians.
Equestrians, yes.
Excuse me, let's just get that right, okay?
Yeah, so 8, and I guess they had the different horses doing like different parts of it. So one
horse
was traumatized.
Just rear up on a
Can
car.
you imagine how fun that would be for a horse?
And then S'more here, he's a swimmer, so he's gonna.
Bye, S'more.
Oh, and Kieko, you were going to watch the HBO series Luck, starring Dustin Hoffman.
Oh,
next,
no,
right?
no, you were not.
You were going to watch that, and then you were going to look, that same thing up. No, no, you're not going to. Okay, good.
No,
yeah, don't
we
do that.
called this horse Blood Bag. You'll see why.
No, I don't want to know.
He hits a propeller like no one else. No,
well,
but
yeah,
like,
you don't
I
want to
tell
know.
you what, man, that horse suicide, one of cinema's great. Dude, but when they goes, my horse!
I mean, that's some good work from Gore Verbinski right there.
And then we end up in North by Northwest with just a car driving around the desert road, and everything is so fucking dark. Oh,
very dark.
Mercy. God help me. This movie, I love this movie so much.
So, I mean, yeah. Oh, no, go ahead.
Now, where are
I mean, we're basically...
This point is when she meets Brian Cox, and Brian Cox is like, so you're here to tell a story, aren't you? And he goes, what story? It's about the horses. It's always about the fucking horses, because all the horses died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you basically, he said, you journalists, you take people's stories and you spread them around like sickness, and that was kind of that was a cool Brian Cox delivered line.
Brian Cox is kind of the best in the Naomi Watts isn't bad, but when you're watching movies like this, she's the entree, but you want the spices. And Brian Cox is the best.
He's all crust, no bread, man.
Right.
He is.
He is. And the whole thing on the other side of this, which is a very silly scene, is like the camera keeps going like, is that the window? Is that the mirror? My God, is that the light? Like, and that's what the camera's
like,
doing.
yes, it is. Yes.
Meanwhile, Zach Braff is in the basement, like watching, like he breaks in eventually, and he's finding the files for this woman. Miscarriage. There's
like 60 something
like
miscarriages,
which is
unhuman. Like it's impossible. Yeah,
and it's supposed to be awful, and it is awful, but it's also like, guys, 5 would be a lot.
Yeah.
But then what falls out are these weird X-rays of like toys and like things.
Yeah,
and then it said the father's request. Or stopped at the father's request, see video, blah. And this is the video that Alex said was missing. But we cut from those creepy pictures to Aiden's creepy pictures. And by the way, I have 2 kids. I'm lucky I saw this later in life, because I'm like, but what if we had a creepy kid? Because like this kid is just like drawing like pictures of wells, and that just means a lot of ink that look like a lot of holes, and then planes bombing shit.
Well, I as a parent to a creepy kid, I will say one time my 8-year-old brought home a picture he drew in kindergarten.
Yeah.
And they were doing early writing where they write the first letter of every word, and then like they tell the story with the first letter of every word. And it was like a yellow page with blue at the top, and it was a dead fish right in the middle. And he was telling, and the story was, one time I found a dead fish on the beach.
What a story.
And it was when we went camping one time, and there was a notably large dead fish just on this like little swimming beach.
Sure.
It's a momentous.
And that's the story he chose to share.
You still go into your meetings, Kieko, for parents of creepy kids? You still making those meetings? Keep at it.
No, not since
Gets
COVID.
easier.
Not
Okay,
since
all right.
COVID. We're all.
Yeah, Creepy Kids Anonymous, sponsored by Toys R Us. Okay, so around here, she checks in with Aiden, right? And Aiden's like, she doesn't like shit. So
he's the horse. She doesn't like the barn. The horses keep her.
Yeah,
awake.
they keep her away. Yeah, they keep her up at night.
And she takes out one of these pictures, which is supposed to be like Aiden, like her holding hands with him, and there's another kid with the face blacked out. Right?
Yeah.
And the horses keep her up at night, which is important. And he goes, she's like, so she still live there? She's like, no, Mom, she's dead, you idiot. Like, she lives in the dark place.
Yeah, she's in the dark place now.
She's in the dark place.
And she's like, all right, honey, well, eat your dinner. Bye.
No dessert,
everything's normal. We're fine.
I also like the kid.
No knives after 8 p.m.
That's right. And then we visit like the one psychologist on Nantucket or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Or wherever this place is. This creepy island.
Yeah. So like off the coast of Washington. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Which, by the way,
Puget Sound somewhere. I don't know.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Which also has
the one psychologist in town who's also old and who also doesn't give a shit. But I do like the kid who's in here who's like just playing with one of those balls on the.
Yeah, well, there's clearly something wrong with this teenage boy, and it was weird because she asked about Anna, whatever her name is, and then the daughter, and the kid who there's something wrong with him, obviously.
Darby, I think.
He's like, wait, do you know the daughter? Like, did you guys catch that? He's like, do you know her?
Yeah.
Like he knows her.
Yeah. That's the only response he gives.
Yeah, that's the only thing he said the whole time.
And like, by the way, this woman, love her because she's like the least professional psychologist or whatever.
She's like, let me tell you.
You know what? Ever since that girl died, everything's gotten better. I gave her a Mainer accent. We're fine.
And here's where I guess I am a little bit confused by the lore and like what they're really trying to say. Like, so we're learning more about Samara and has she gone back to the house yet? No,
not yet. This is she's just left. We are an hour and 10 minutes into the.
Oh, dang.
There are a lot of details about these people that come together very slowly.
Yeah.
And it's hard to remember when the details come together.
This is where we get everything, including a very, like, again, creepypasta line, which is, she tried to have children forever. She couldn't have children. So they went away on a trip, and when they came back, they had her.
Right. No one knows where. No one knows where they got her.
No one knows
they don't tell us.
And you know what? That makes it better. Because nowadays, or I don't want to sound like an old man, but there would be a prequel that's how they got Samara, which is like the orphan movies or whatever. Like the fact that it's just like, we went to someone in Transylvania and she was the devil's wife. Like,
all we learn is that her mother was supposedly a psychiatric patient as well, right?
Right. That's what we're told by Brian Cox later.
And so that's kind of the origin, right? I mean, I was sort of reading about Ringu, and I guess the origin of why the girl is why she is. There's a little bit more of an explainer or an origin story in the 98 Japanese version. And this where it's just, she's just kind of pure evil, and she's...
The girl is?
Samara.
Or is the mommy?
Samara, yeah. And I guess it's because... She came from
She's
some
the daughter of the devil.
traumatic situation. There's something wrong with the mom. It's kind of fuzzy. I think it's just that we don't get told.
And it's very much like movie I just bought it 4K. I'm looking forward to watching again. But it's like Rosemary's Baby shit. Like the mother created a situation where it would be even more evil, right? Right, it's something like that.
Do we think Aiden is similar? Is he a bad boy like that too?
I don't know. There's something off with him. It's really,
Kid ain't right.
It really is.
Kid ain't right. That would be the Alabama version.
That's what all the child psychologists, that was their diagnosis
just ain't right.
after everything. That boy ain't right.
Nor will edit this out. I just got an acceptance letter for one of my articles.
Oh, hey, awesome, man.
That's what that ding was.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's awesome. West Coast people, so that's why it's at 10 o'clock at night.
Sweet.
But anyway, so yeah, that's what we're talking about here. Like, and this to me is the most like creepypasta SCP archive kind of stuff we're getting into, because this is where we see the video of her, because Boy Toy, right, Zach Braff looks for the tape is missing, But the tape is in the VCR at Brian Cox's house, right?
Yeah.
This is when she breaks back in.
Yeah, so she gets in, she watches this tape, and she sees that Samara has some kind of powers. She's like, I didn't draw the drawings. I just think about it, and then they are, and I don't want to hurt people. I just do.
And she goes, so do you think your parents love you? Not my daddy. Right?
Yeah, and she said, my daddy...
he loves the horses.
Loves the horses more than me.
Which, you know what, frankly, he's making like $1,000 per from the horse semen alone each time. Like, yeah. And by the way, like I do love the way it's explained. Like it's the song Wonder Boy from Tenacious D. He's like, she's writing it with mind bullets. That's telekinesis, Kieko. It's the power to move you. But like, she's just watching this tape. She's broken into the man's house and she's watching the tape in his VCR.
And she's like crying over this little girl and what the dad did to the little girl.
Well, and here's the thing. We are supposed to be upset about this,
Yeah.
which we are. But we've also starting to get the creepiness, right? Like that's the other side of it, which is they have this girl. We don't know where she came from. And they keep saying she doesn't sleep.
She never sleeps. Yeah.
She never sleeps. Daddy loves the horses. And the psychologist goes, well, so you've got to sleep sometimes because it seems like you never sleep. No, he doesn't sleep. She doesn't sleep. My daddy doesn't love me. No, he doesn't love me. And we just have this little girl looking up. And whenever she looks up, the camera dies, which is creepy, right? And then Brian Cox brains her. Right?
Yeah,
like
he comes in and whacks her over the head.
And this is the second greatest scene in this movie because he picks up this and for those of you who are young, you don't know this, but CRT TVs,
old TVs are heavy,
weighed 7,000 pounds. The biggest you could buy if you were an aristocrat, you could buy a 40-incher, and that thing weighed 120 pounds. And Brian Cox, old man bear hugs this thing, carries it up the stairs.
He's got that old man horse rancher strength.
And she comes up after him, and she's like, what did you do to her?
And
as he's doing a chore, a little chore he's got going on.
Well, and he says, again, a million terrifying things. And again, I'm not saying he's going to ever win Dad of the Year. He's not. But the thing he says is terrifying, which is that you don't understand. She never sleeps. And the things she would show to you, it was like they were in your head. And I have to say, too, we haven't talked about this, but there's no music here.
Right.
It's minimal score the whole time. There's barely a sound effect other than the diegetics that are happening. And Brian Cox is perfect for these things. I love him as an actor, but he always looks like he's had way too much to drink and he's about to make bad decisions. And here he's like, you don't understand. She doesn't sleep. It's the images she shows you, the images, and they don't stop because she never sleeps. And then he steps into a bathtub. And you notice he has like a hi-fi system built on top of the toilet. And no bathroom should ever have this many outlets. Like everything is plugged in together, and he's like strapped up in extension cords.
He put something on his head.
He puts on a bridle. It's a horse bridle.
Oh God, that's what it was. Okay.
And he goes like, "You got to tell me where she is. I got to save my son. She's gonna kill my son."
And he's like, "Yep."
Oh, yep.
And the last, oh yes, she'll do it. She'll kill you. She never sleeps. And that's the last thing he does. And then he turns on the surge protector.
And he dies.
And he super dies. And then the ex-boyfriend just shows up in the hallway. He has no idea what's happening.
And it's funny because she's screaming because she's witnessing this guy killing himself and she doesn't know what to do. And he comes in and he just shushes her.
Yeah, he's like, oh, so it couldn't be that bad. It couldn't possibly be as bad as you're making it seem.
He comes in skipping to like, I'm walking on sunshine. She's like, oh my God, he's dead. Whoa! And she just
he's like doing that who is it that walks like that? Leonardo DiCaprio walk like
he comes in like Kermit the Frog. Whee!
And so that's when she has a realization. She's like, wait, the horses keep her up.
by pulling out one of Aiden's drawing, this is important, that Aiden's like now the conduit. But she unfolds this portrait and it's a house, a barn, and then horses tumbling to their death that look like limp penises.
Yeah.
And like, it's very much like, should look in the barn. And they look
so they go to the barn.
And in the
there's
barn,
a ladder.
In the hayloft, we have another cameo from Ladder.
Yeah, Ladder appears.
Good old Laddie. Laddie's there in the scene, front row center. He has a spotlight on him. This is his time to shine.
And they climb this giant ladder into this tiny...
The Barbie dream house. Yeah, no, it's like creepy as shit.
Dollhouse built into the roof of the... It's not like a true loft. It's like a box that's like tacked to the top.
And I will give this movie some credit, and we'll give final judgments later. But there is no there's no over explanation.
Yeah,
we make the connection, right? We're told by creepy child Aiden that she didn't like the sound of the horses. Fine, but what you get here is they put the girl up here because she kept putting images in their heads. Right, she was making sure they never slept. They never slept, and we see that later when we see the mom trying to kill her and shove her in the well. But like, the paranoia is because she never stopped putting these horrifying images in their heads, and so they're like, well, maybe if she's out in the barn and can't get down, but it didn't stop,
and they gave her
the horses to kill themselves.
Yeah, she caused the horses to kill themselves, and they gave her like a little TV, I guess, to watch TV.
Yeah, they gave him an old little creepy 70s TV.
And that's how...
But that's how she learned how to burn the images onto the film. And just for 2 seconds, how many times we see it from Blank's perspective? The reflection of the horse's eyes, the TV's reflection, the mirror's reflection. Constantly they do a camera trick, so we see Naomi Watts touching the chair, but from the TV's perspective. Constantly we see the terror of the horse by looking at her, and then the image shifts. And then from here, they pull away the wallpaper, and we see like a tree burned into the wall. Mm-hmm. And this is what the movie is now. All of a sudden, we're screeching towards the end.
She's like, I know that tree.
That I was at that tree an hour ago. Let's go back to this. And this is when they go back to the cabin, right? And then we see the water damage. And then this becomes this old cabin with Bob Vila. And he's like, you shouldn't put your cabin on top of a well. You're going to get water damage.
This right here is dry rot.
That's right. And then Aiden's like, thank God there was a convenient axe for no reason.
Well, and then they're getting frustrated because they can't figure out what the clue is. They're like, we were led here, like we came back here, why? And he starts wrecking the cabin, and there's like a vase with glass marbles in it, and they all pool on the floor because the floor is sinking in to the well.
So Noah didn't really do much except throw a tantrum, and then, like an impulsive, dumb guy who didn't really, do a lot of the legwork to find out anything or solve much. But, he threw some stuff around, and it got him somewhere. Yeah.
Well, and so
just like a guy,
just throwing shit in there and singing with sticks. She falls down the well.
Well, no, the TV detaches from the wall and pushes her down the well.
Yeah,
okay, fine.
Like, the table, like, they, how does that happen exactly? Like, she, it runs it. The TV slams into her, basically.
Yeah.
The TVs are the evil ones in this movie, really.
Nostalgia.
Is this just a media? This is just a commentary on multimedia in 2002. Televisions.
So she falls down the well.
She falls down the well, and we realize that whenever Samara went down into the well, which we're not sure of yet, we haven't seen that bit yet, how she ended up down there. But she was still alive because we find claw marks on the walls and a fingernail embedded. we have slapstick here because he's like, "Don't worry, I'll save you," and he tries to get this fire hose out, and pulls it, it goes limp, and then he flattens.
It gets very Three Stooges.
He's totally worthless.
He is 100%. He must have a huge dick or something because he does nothing right, but the ladies are still like, you know what he's got? Charisma. But all of a sudden, she is now like, again, up to her waist in water. She reaches down and an arm grabs her because she finds more hair. And at this point is when we see Samara. The mom tries to kill her.
Yeah, the mom says, "You were all I ever wanted," and she smothers her and throws her down.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a plot hole, but the mother is dressed like she's from the 1900s.
Yeah, it's very
19th
very
century Victorian,
not aligned with the story.
And by the way, mother, if you're going to kill your evil child, make sure she's actually dead.
Yeah, that's not how long you smother somebody for.
No, not with a plastic bag. You gotta whatever it was. I think it was a bag, right?
Yeah,
it was a plastic bag.
It's like a garbage bag.
Yeah.
And then she dumps her in. She falls to the bottom of the well, and at this point, like, it's funny because it's as though Rachel watched too many like Casper movies or something. Like, this ghost has unfinished business.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's what it is.
Well, and so then she encounters Samara, the sweet little girl, and she picks her up and she holds her and she like wipes her face and then she turns into a skeleton.
A skeleton. We entered the skeleton league.
And then the boyfriend is like, "Rachel, are you down there?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm here.
I'm going to save you.
Just wait right there." And then she drops the skeleton back down into the water and she's just in her thoughts for a bit. Like, she's like, wow, they murdered her.
And it's though her brain clears, like her soul lightens.
Yeah.
She goes back to her son, right? And, they're cuddling in bed. And this is where we get the incredible line.
Yeah. And she's like, don't worry. She's not going to hurt anyone anymore. We set her free.
Why did you help her? And then a sign we haven't really talked about much, but like then the kid's nose starts to bleed, right? Like when you have been possessed by Samara and your time is running out, your nose starts bleeding.
His arm is burned too.
Right. And how do I even put this? The end of this is where I believe it becomes creepy again. Because every time we've seen the video, we've seen it now several times, it ends, we see the well, and then it smash cuts to static. She's wiping her son's nose. And then she tries to call Noah and says, "Oh my God, Noah, answer.
And he's not picking.
And the TV has turned itself back on.
Yeah.
And we see the well, but this time Samara comes out of the well. And if you are exactly our age, you've seen this parody at this point 1,000 times.
This is the
Scary Movie 3, baby.
Famous imagery. And I actually am really bothered that it seems to be an adult person. Like, I really wish they would have done a kid.
All of a sudden, the child turns into a person in their 30s.
But so anyway, we see them crawling out of the TV.
A very effective shot.
And the water from their their body in the well is pooling onto the floor. So we know now that water is her having crawled out of the TV to kill these people.
Yes.
So it's very creepy. So she's chasing the boyfriend. He's like breaking a bunch of stuff, trying to get away, trying everything to get away.
He's bleeding and everything.
And she gets him. And she puts him in a chair.
Because he's at rest now.
Yeah, chill out.
But but again, like, she doesn't really move like a person. She like is staticky and then jumps and then staticky and jumps. And he's crawling away. We see her eye for half a second and she's just dead. Like, it's remarkable. And I just want to say two things. First of all, this movie is PG-13. And
it's quite graphic, I feel.
And I was going to say, this spawned a wave of PG-13 horror movies, but almost all of them get it wrong. This is creepy. This has scary shots, but you're not sure what you're seeing. Like, how many like scene wipes are just The Ring? How many scene wipes are what you think is a skeleton, but you don't know because it's gone before you see it, right? And so here, for example, she comes into the room, she sees the blood splatters because he cut his foot on a glass.
Yeah.
That's not a violation of the PG-13R rule. And then you just see this limp body in the chair, and we see what it looks like for half a second.
No, but
It's very quick, yeah.
We don't even see it. She flips it around. We see her. We don't see the actual body.
I think they show him like at a very quick flash.
They see it later.
A little bit later, right before the movie ends. And it's just like the girl, Katie, too. We see her.
Yeah,
we see her
do
just
see
for
her.
a frame, like slouched in the
corner.
closet in the corner.
And I believe the person we see it with is when the girlfriend goes upstairs.
And that's what's funny. So
through her eyes,
his student, by the way.
So the mom, Rachel, goes and she realizes when he doesn't answer the phone. So she's trying to get to him. She bypasses the elevator because it's like one of those weird like loading dock elevator things. And she goes up. She finds him dead, and she's like, oh, great. She cries, and she leaves. And then she sees his girlfriend coming to the elevator, and she just like lets her.
I gotta get the hell out of here.
She's like, whatever, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was.
This is where she
have
breaks
fun.
the tape. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but then she's like, what did I do that he didn't? And then she's like, she realizes she made a copy of the tape, so she contributed to Samara getting her message out, and that's why she didn't die. So then she helped her son make a copy.
You're like guiding his hand to twiddle the knobs and hit the buttons, and Aiden makes a copy. So it's like, they gotta, if you continue the curse, you pass it along, you help it go viral, and you're spared.
And Aiden understands though, because he says, what about the person we show it to?
Yeah. Well, Aiden, you're a creepy little kid. You'll figure it out, bud. You're one of the creepiest kids all time, bro.
History's greatest.
You'll figure it out.
Well, and I told Kieko, apparently in the original version, and these are scenes that apparently were filmed and then just removed. She's supposed to be an investigative reporter, right? And we're introduced to her rather than at that party, introduced to her interviewing a murderer who's up for parole, played by Chris Cooper from American Beauty, the creepy neighbor.
Oh, the guy, the neighbor who ends up gay. Okay,
yeah.
Right, yeah. I'd know that face. Yep.
Well, believable murderer.
Yeah. Yes.
But he's up for parole and he's claimed to be born again and all this stuff. So at the end, she mails the tape to him, so he dies and doesn't get the parole.
Wow.
Capital ending.
Wow.
Anyway, I think we've talked about this about as long as the movie is. So, Alex, what are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. It wasn't a total, throw you for a loop psychological thriller. But it had its moments. Where it kind of twists you up in knots a little bit. I guess we've talked about how a lot of the visuals were kind of an era, and we've seen them a million times since then. But if you can sort of put yourself back in the early 2000s and say, well, imagine yourself sitting in a theater watching this. I mean, it's got some real spooky, scary visuals, and that I enjoyed seeing again. So I liked it a lot. I'll watch it again.
Excellent. Kieko?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I would say watch it on as big of a screen as you can. Really let yourself get into it. If you want to get scared, or if you're me, watch it with the lights on, with other people present, and with a solid wall behind you, because it is a little bit spooky. I think watching it as a parent and feeling like she just wants a mommy makes it less scary for me.
She's evil. She's pure evil.
But she just wants a mommy. She's just trying to get a mommy to be down there with her in the well. That's all. So, I think it's a great horror movie. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with everything you said. If you have not seen it before, I'd say see it. If you have not seen it in a while.
If you haven't seen it before, don't listen to this podcast.
It's too late.
Too late. Unless you fell asleep and you're just waking up.
But I would say if you have not seen it in a while, it's worth your time. It's good. Like, it feels cohesive in a way that a lot of horror movies don't bother. Like, it doesn't take a lot of cheap shots where people show up for no reason. Like, it's consistent, which I appreciate. Also, like, I don't know, man, there's not a huge death count here, so it's all tension. I like the tension. I like the timeline. I like the fact that it has, a ticking clock the whole time.
Yeah.
The loophole at the end is cheap, but frankly, it happens so quickly. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I mean, you've got the false ending kind of, but because the movie's still got 10, 15 minutes. That's a false ending, and there's going to be some kind of twist, but it kind of delivers on the twist, I think.
Exactly, and in the end, they don't save anyone, right? Like Aiden, we don't know if it works. Even frankly, we know she survives, but we don't know why she survives, and the shitty ex-husband or boyfriend, whatever, is dead. So we know he didn't make it. Like, I like how this ties itself together, honestly. And this might be, how do I even put this? This is the best movie that shouldn't have worked. So many, they've remade so many J-horror movies that have been garbage. This is the one that made it. This started a whole genre that ruined a lot of bad horror movies, right? Like, I frankly, I don't know what to make of Gore Verbinski anymore. Like, that Lone Ranger movie kind of killed his career. But like, at this point, give him a Marvel movie for all I care. Like, he clearly can direct the hell out of things. I enjoyed this movie. I think this is really good. But anyway, we have more horror to bring to you. So stay tuned next week and every future week, and keep reviewing and sharing and doing all the things you do to keep us relevant. Because I could keep talking about this forever. And we've already talked long enough. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Myopia Movies is executive produced by Nick Hoffman and produced by Alex Ewalt, Kieko Childs, Matt Quinn, Nick Hoffman, and Nora Trinette. It is edited and engineered by Nora Trinette. The theme song is Surf Shimmy by Kevin MacLeod from Incomptech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. All rights reserved. Thanks for listening.